mother had begun to praise Liberty's transformation into adolescence. While Liberty was like a rose, her beauty always apparent, Dahlia was like a black orchid. It took a certain amount of maturity to appreciate the beauty she had to offer to the world. In childhood, she couldn't recognize how exquisite the black orchid was. She was too distracted by the growing rosebud by her side. So, while Dahlia loved Liberty, a tiny seed of jealousy had been planted and was being watered with each passing day. How easy it would be for Dahlia to let Liberty fall victim to the jungle's nocturnal dangers. Dahlia knew the forest like the back of her hand. She had hunted there with her father before he died of pneumonia years ago. Every day she would accompany him on his morning hunt. Before the sun came up, they would be in the jungle. He showed her how to adjust her eyesight and see beyond the darkness.
"It is the fear of the dark that paralyzes your vision,"
he had said. She knew this was true, because once she stopped being afraid of the darkness, she could see in it. He taught her to navigate, to survive, and always be the predator, never the prey. So as she stalked Liberty, she smiled at the fact that she was the better of the two in this moment. Liberty's soft features wouldn't save her from the jungle. Out here, Dahlia had the upper hand. She could practically smell the pit of quicksand that Liberty was about to run into. Dahlia smiled as she imagined her pretty cousin sinking into the abyss. The thought of destroying Liberty was ever present in her young mind, but there was not enough hatred built up in her heart for her to follow through just yet. It would take years of separation and building animosity before Dahlia fully turned against Liberty. She watched Liberty inch toward death unknowingly, and just as she was about to be sucked into the sandpit, Dahlia called out to her, "Liberty!" Liberty stopped mid-stride and turned toward Dahlia's voice. "Dahlia!" she cried out. It was so dark that Liberty didn't see Dahlia until she was right in her face. Liberty's tears instantly turned to anger. "I told you not to leave me. I told you we would be trapped in the dark. Why didn't you stop running when I called you?" Liberty shouted as she pushed Dahlia in frustration. "I didn't hear you," Dahlia shouted in her own defense as she pushed Liberty back. "If it wasn't for me, you would be stuck out here. You shouldn't be so weak. Only the strong ones survive. I'm the strong one. Remember that." The look in Dahlia's eyes that night sent chills down Liberty's spine, and years later, as she sat behind the dark tent of Rocco's Range Rover, she felt the same chill. The memory of their childhood had Liberty in a daze. Dahlia had always been the strong one, the fearless one, while Liberty was weak. The pecking order between them had been established from early on, which made it easy for Liberty to fall into the role of victim. What once had been a childhood rivalry had transformed into a relentless vendetta between grown women. It didn't matter that they were blood. One of them had to lose. And as Liberty sat thinking, she made a promise to herself that this time it wasn't going to be her.
"Only the strong survive, dear cousin,"
she whispered. Liberty wiped the tears from her eyes. She was tired of sulking and mourning the loss of Poe.
"If he wants to choose a bitch like Dahlia over me, then I'll let him," she thought. "I've tried to warn him, but it's clear that he has to be bitten before he realizes he's sharing his bed with a snake."
Liberty took a deep breath and reached into the back seat to grab the Gucci duffel. All of the money to her name was tucked inside. She didn't trust anyone at this point and needed it within eyesight at all times. She never knew when she would have to pick up and leave. When the time came for her to make her exit, she wanted to ensure that she had the means to do so. She turned to exit the car, but before she could push open the door, a car pulled up on her side. It was so close that she didn't have room to open the car door.
"What the fuck? Hey!"
she protested as she began to roll down her window.